Okay, as long as everyone's ready, we're first going to start and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, everyone has an agenda packet in front of them. Your microphones are on also, by the way. If they're green, they're on. If they're red, they're not. You can push it for silence if you would like. In front of you, your agenda packet has the minutes from the previous meeting, which was held on August 19th, 2021. And if everyone's had a moment to look these over, I'll entertain an approval for minutes to stand as read. Okay, any questions, concerns? All right, the minutes will be approved.
We do need a motion on
You need an
minutes.
actual
Yes, ma'am.
motion for your minutes. I'm sorry.
Make the motion.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Wyndham. May I have a second?
A second.
Ms. Jones? All those in favor, aye? Opposed? All right. Minutes are approved. Okay. So welcome, everyone. You are here at the Zoning Board of Adjustments meeting, November 18th, 2021. The Zoning Board of Adjustments is a fact-finding body, and to grant variances, it must determine the existence of special conditions other than solely financial, which create an undue hardship for an applicant. Positive action requires an affirmative vote by at least 4 of the 5 members. ZBA decisions are final, and resources from ZBA decisions is to a court of law, recourse. Apologies. For items scheduled for a public hearing, residents will have the opportunity to comment on agenda items. In accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, members of the board shall not discuss, deliberate, or make any decisions on topics not posted as an agenda item. Speakers should state their name and full address for the record and address all remarks to the board. The board asks that public remarks be limited to no more than 3 minutes. That being said, we're going to move on to the agenda itself. So we have our packets in front of us, and we are going to first hear our staff report. Elena?
If you could just read the agenda caption for item number 4.
Sure. Our public hearing today is consider a request for a variance of the zoning ordinance, section 118-427A, to reduce the minimum lot width for a replat of Lot 2 of the Crooked Creek Addition, City Block 67, and Lot 1 of the Fouts Addition, City Block 67, located on the north side, Crooked Creek Drive, approximately 240 feet east of Regay Street.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this working? All right.
You gotta get awfully close today.
Thank you, Chair. As stated, the request is for a variance to reduce the minimum lot width for a replat for Lot 2 of the Crooked Creek Addition and Lot 1 of the Fouts Addition, located on the north side of Crooked Creek Drive. And so this request, again, is a variance. The ZBA rules and procedures state that a variance is from the literal enforcement of the zoning ordinance. These may be requested whenever owing to exceptional or extraordinary conditions, where the literal enforcement of the provisions of the zoning regulations would result in a unnecessary hardship in the development of the property. The subject property is zoned R1 single family, as well as the surrounding properties. The minimum lot width for R1 is 75 feet. It also has a minimum lot depth of 110 feet, resulting in a minimum lot area of 8,250 square feet per lot. The section of the zoning ordinance, again, that they're requesting a variance from is to the district development standards. This section includes the lot dimensional standards for all zoning districts. So it includes lot width, lot depth, and lot size. Again, the lot width for R1 is 75 feet. The specific variance being requested is a reduction of that to 47.5 feet. The purpose of lot dimensions is to create orderly and efficient development, protect public and private investment, and also to allow adequate space between buildings and emergency access. More specifically, lot depth ensures that lots within each zoning district are large enough to accommodate development and helps ensure that each lot has its own adequate independent access to a public street. The proposed subdivision includes a replat of 2 existing lots, being Lot 1 of the Fouts Addition. That's that lot that's highlighted and outlined in blue on your screen, and then Lot 2 of the Crooked Creek Addition, and that's that lot that's outlined in red. Lot 1 actually is developed as a single-family residence. The address 625 Crooked Creek Drive. It was built in 2001, and it accesses Crooked Creek through a 37-foot access easement through Lot 2, which we've highlighted in yellow on your screen. Lot 1 is approximately 39,000 square feet, which well exceeds the minimum lot size for R1 zoning. This lot is considered landlocked because it's surrounded by other properties and doesn't have direct physical access to Crooked Creek except through another lot. Lot 2 of the Crooked Creek Addition is undeveloped. It's the last remaining undeveloped tract within this subdivision. It's approximately 41,000 square feet, which is, again, well above the minimum lot size requirements for the zoning district, and has 142 feet of frontage along Reggae and almost 300 feet of frontage along Crooked Creek Drive. The new configuration of Lot 2 that's proposed by the replat will still meet all the minimum lot dimensions of the R1 zoning district, well exceeding the lot width and lot depth and lot size. The new configuration of Lot 1, outlined in blue, still doesn't meet full compliance of the zoning ordinance, but it does bring, the resulting replat does bring the property further into compliance, and also provides direct physical access to Lot 1. So while it doesn't meet our current standards, it actually brings it closer to our current standards and also provides for that physical access, direct access to the public street. And so we just provided side by side to give you an idea of the change. So you have Lot 1 and Lot 2 on the left. That's how it's configured today with that access easement. And then on the right, that's the new configuration. Essentially, Lot 1 is going to absorb that access easement. It'll just become part of Lot 1, and so they'll have their own independent access. These are just some site photos of the property. These are actually of Lot 2 of the Crooked Creek Addition at the corner of Reggae and Crooked Creek Drive. You can see it's heavily vegetated. It has lots of street frontage, and it's well above the size that we would normally see for R1. And so the reduction in size with the change in ownership of the easement won't have any negative impact on the developability of that lot. This is, again, just more pictures of Lot 2 along Crooked Creek Drive. And then this is actually a photo of that existing driveway on Lot 2 that connects Lot 1 of the Fouts Addition to Crooked Creek. And so that includes the existing driveway and a 37-foot access easement. As part of the notification requirements, we did send letters to all property owners within 200 feet. It included 22 notices. We did get 2 phone calls from Ms. Barbara Gandy and Ron Thill, who own property in the area. They just had general questions, and then once we explained the change, they were fine with the request. They didn't have any concerns. And that was the only feedback that we received concerning the request. So the criteria for approval of a variance, we provided those conditions on your screen. They include that the request is in harmony with the intent of the comp plan and the zoning ordinance, that it won't substantially or permanently injure the appropriate use of the adjacent property, that it won't adversely affect the health, safety, or general welfare of the public, that it won't authorize a use other than the use that's allowed within that district, and that the plight of the owner is sought due to unique circumstance. And so for variance 1, we do find that the request is in the spirit and intent of the comp plan because it brings the property further into compliance. We also find that it won't substantially or permanently injure the use of adjacent property. All the surrounding property is already developed except for the Lot 1 that's included in the request, and the remainder will be more than adequate to develop a single-family residence in the future. The request won't adversely affect the health or safety of the general welfare of the public. Actually, it'll increase the safety because it actually increases the width of that access to that property today. And the variance won't authorize any other use than what's allowed by the current single-family zoning district. We did find that there weren't necessarily any unique circumstances about this property that were different from the surrounding properties. But other than that, we did find that the request did meet the criteria and conditions for approval. And so staff is recommending approval of the request. The applicant, Mr. Jones, is also in attendance if the board has any questions. And with that, I'll turn it over to the board for any questions of staff.
Okay, great. Any board members have clarifying questions for staff at this time? I think we're good.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Look pretty good.
All right. So the applicant did say that he didn't have any presentations, but just if you do have any questions, he's available. And so if you guys don't have any questions of the applicant, we can just open it up for the public hearing.
okay. Does the board have any questions for the applicant or any
Seems pretty cut and dry.
questions about intention? No?
All right.
Okay. That being said, we will open it up for public hearing. Do we have anyone here to speak? Okay, perfect. We will now close the public hearing and ask if the board has any questions. Once again, do you have any questions before we go into a motion situation? No? Okay, that being said, I will entertain a motion.
I motion to approve.
Okay, we have
Second.
a motion from Benjamin Sullivan to approve, a positive motion from Benjamin Sullivan to approve the applicant's variance, and we have a second from Charlie. Do I have any discussion from the board? Any questions, final questions? Okay, we have a positive motion and a second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
All right, Olivia, before we adjourn, I would like to introduce some new staff to the board.
fantastic,
And
thank
so
you.
we have Rhonda Lewis. Rhonda, raise your hand. Rhonda is our new office assistant for planning and engineering, and so she'll be your primary contact for all things zoning board of adjustment, meetings, requests for information on projects or cases. She'll be your go-to. We also have Mackenzie Rogers. Mackenzie, raise your hand. She's an intern with SFA. She's actually going through the Master's of Public Administration program, and she's helping us out with some research and just various projects. And so she'll be in the office from time to time and may help us with various things. So if you guys have anything you need, let us know. So just want to introduce our new staff.
Hi, welcome. Happy to have you. Okay, and Elena, do you have anything else for us?
No, ma'am.
All right. That being said, we're adjourned.
And what time is it? Can you state the time just real quick?
We're adjourning at 4:15 PM.